Once upon a time in the neon-drenched world of pop, Katy Perry was not just a star, she was the supernova. She blasted whipped cream from her bra, danced with candy cane men, and made Lisa Frank jealous. With hits like California Girls and Firework, Perry did not just make pop music, she defined an era. She was quirky, theatrical, and unapologetically extra. The girl was a fever dream in cupcake form, and we ate it up. But glitter, like all things shiny, fades eventually. And for Katy, the descent from throne to meme didn't just happen overnight. No, her career collapse was a slow-burning drama of poor reinventions, PR misfires, and some very questionable decisions, including a literal trip to space. The gospel girl who went rogue. Before she kissed a girl and liked it, Katy Perry was Catherine Elizabeth Hudson, a gospel-singing preacher's kid from Santa Barbara. In a household stricter than a nunnery on a caffeine ban, secular music was forbidden. That's right, no Britney, no Backstreet, just Jesus Loves Me on repeat. But Katy had a voice and ambition. With the support of her parents and a whole lot of church gigs, she was performing by 9, writing songs by 13, and releasing a Christian album by 16. Spoiler, it flopped hard, sold 200 copies and the label went bankrupt hard. So she ditched gospel, moved to LA, and set her sights on secular superstardom. And that's where the real roller coaster began. The I Kissed a Girl conundrum. 2008 brought Katy Perry's mainstream debut in her first real controversy. I Kissed a Girl exploded onto the charts, becoming both an anthem and a cultural lightning rod. It was catchy. It was cheeky. It also walked a weird line between empowerment and exploitation. Critics accused her of pandering to the male gaze, reducing bisexuality to a party trick, and using queerness as clickbait. And yeah, she later admitted she'd write it differently today. Growth? Yes, but it also set the stage for a recurring theme in her career, chasing shock value at the expense of depth. It posed a bigger question: was Perry celebrating queerness or commercializing it for clout? The ambiguity gave her instant fame, but also opened the door to long-term critique. What launched her career also locked her into a pop persona that many would later see as performative. Teenage Dream, Peak Pop, and a Marriage in Flames. 2010's Teenage Dream was Perry's crowning glory. It boasted 5 #1 singles, a feat matched only by Michael Jackson, turned her into a global pop icon, and had us all singing Last Friday Night on actual Fridays. Then came Russell Brand. Their whirlwind romance ended as chaotically as it began, with a text message breakup. Yes, you read that right. Mr. Brand allegedly ended their marriage via iMessage. We can only hope he at least used proper punctuation. Their divorce marked a shift. Perry, wounded and wiser, released Prism in 2013, a glossier, deeper record. Roar roared. Dark Horse galloped. But the candy-coated chaos was fading, replaced by self-help anthems and chakra talk. A makeover no one asked for. Then came Witness 2017, Perry's attempt at a woke, purposeful pop reinvention. She ditched the wigs, chopped her hair, and sang about politics in crop tops. It was confusing. She released songs like Chained to the Rhythm and Swish Swish, which tried to be deep but mostly felt like they were written in a Soul Cycle class by someone live tweeting a TD talk. The album flopped hard. And then there was Witness Worldwide, a 96-hour live stream of Katy's life. Think Big Brother meets Eat, Pray, Love, but with more crying and fewer boundaries. Instead of relaunching her as a rebranded visionary, it had fans whispering, "Is she okay?" From idol to idol. In a post-Witness world, Katy tried to hit reset again, this time on television. She joined American Idol as a judge, becoming the glittery, quirky, occasionally baffling voice of reason for a new generation of hopefuls. At first she was fun. Then came the controversies. There was the time she kissed a 19-year-old contestant on the lips without consent. He said he wanted to save his first kiss. She said, "Come here." Not great. Then she mom-shamed a contestant for having 3 kids. Not classy. Eventually, what once felt like cheeky aunt energy devolved into something meaner, colder, and more tone-deaf. Her fun judge image melted faster than a popsicle at Coachella. Fans began questioning whether Katy had lost touch, not just with the audience, but with basic empathy. Every season brought more backlash than buzz. What was supposed to be a reputation repair gig slowly turned into a reality TV reputation risk. Space odyssey or career suicide? And then she went to space. No, not metaphorically, literally. Blue origin style, and what may go down as one of pop culture's greatest what moments. Katy Perry launched into the stratosphere for 11 minutes as part of a PR stunt for her new album 143. While the mission was meant to scream empowerment, it ended up whispering desperation. Critics called it tone deaf in a time of economic hardship. Others laughed. Some cried. Wendy's tweeted, "Can you send her back?" And that might be the most savage pop roast of the decade. Instead of lifting her image, the stunt crashed harder than a satellite without signal. It felt less like a leap for women in pop and more like a last-ditch moonwalk away from irrelevance. The attempt at reinvention became a meme and not in the iconic way. Dr. Luke again? As if the cosmic flop wasn't enough, Katy also reunited with Dr. Luke. Yes, that Dr. Luke for 143. The optics, horrendous. In a world where pop stars are increasingly held accountable for who they collaborate with, working with the man at the center of Kesha's abuse allegations raised every eyebrow in the room. When asked, Perry brushed it off. "He's just one of the producers," she said. Translation: please stop asking questions. The songs were supposed to be a metamorphosis. Instead, they were a reminder that Katy's sense of empowerment might not be as empowering as she thinks. Fans weren't just disappointed, they were confused, hurt, and vocal. Pairing girl power lyrics with a producer accused of silencing another woman felt tone-deaf at best and hypocritical at worst. Instead of reclaiming her narrative, Katy unintentionally poured gasoline on an already raging fire. Tour? What tour? Katy announced her 143 tour in January 2025. By February, 70% of tickets were still unsold. That's not a red flag, that's a red siren. To salvage the situation, the team leaned into the space stunt. The results? A cosmic backfire. Her publicist probably needed therapy. So did the fans. Gone were the sold-out stadiums and glittery encores. Now even the cheap seats were empty. Katy Perry, the woman who once ruled the world in candy heels, was now struggling to fill a theater. Social media turned brutal, comparing the ticket sales to a clearance rack at a forgotten mall. Even die-hard fans were questioning whether the magic was gone for good. What was meant to be a triumphant return felt more like a farewell tour nobody asked for. The real crisis. So where does this leave Katy Perry? The problem isn't just the flops or the failed reinventions. Pop stars are allowed to change. Hell, it's expected. The issue is the lack of authenticity behind the change. Katy doesn't seem to know who she is when she's not performing. Every era feels manufactured. Every reset comes with new wigs, new slogans, and new branding decks. And while we love a reinvention, what we crave most is sincerity. Until Katy finds that and stops outsourcing her identity to marketing teams, problematic producers, and public stunts, no comeback tour, rocket launch, or empowerment anthem is going to stick. And that's the wild ride of Katy Perry, from candy-coated pop queen to cosmic controversy. If you enjoyed this deep dive into her glittery highs and chaotic lows, give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more pop culture breakdowns just like this. Got opinions on her space stunt or comeback strategy? Drop them in the comments. We love the tea. Until next time, keep your playlists loud and your breakups off text.